Hey everybody, Ms. Dupree here. In this lesson, we will learn how to calculate speed. Speed tells us how fast an object is moving. For example, if I'm driving slow, my speed might be 10 miles per hour. That means that in 1 hour, I will travel 10 miles. In 2 hours, I'll drive 20 miles total. In 3 hours, 30 miles total, and so on. If I'm driving fast, I might drive 50 miles per hour. That means that in 1 hour, I will travel 50 miles. In 2 hours, I will have traveled a total of 100 miles. In 3 hours, 150 miles total, and so on. But what if you don't know how fast something is traveling? Or what happens if the speed of the object changes during its journey? As long as you have certain information, you can calculate the speed that an object traveled during its trip. This is called average speed. In order to calculate speed, you need two pieces of information. You need to know the total distance traveled, and you need to know the total time it took to travel that distance. Once you have that information, you can calculate the average speed by using the speed formula. The speed formula is simple. Speed equals distance divided by time. Using letters, we can say that S equals D divided by T. S for speed, D for distance, T for time. Here's an example. A slow car travels 60 miles in 3 hours. A fast car travels 120 miles in 3 hours. What is the average speed of each car? For the slow car, the total distance was 60 miles. The total time was 3 hours. Plug in the speed formula. Speed equals distance divided by time. So we take the distance, 60 miles, and divide it by the time, 3 hours. 60 divided by 3 equals 20. Now let's look at the units. We measured the distance in miles and measured the time in hours. So the average speed of the slow car was 20 miles per hour. This means that the car traveled an average speed of 20 miles every hour, so that after 3 hours, it had traveled 60 miles. The fast car's total distance was 120 miles. The total time was 3 hours. Let's plug in the speed formula. Speed equals distance divided by time. So we take the distance, 120 miles, and we divide it by the time, 3 hours. 120 divided by 3 equals 40. Look at the units. We measured the distance in miles and measured the time in hours. So the average speed of the fast car was 40 miles per hour. This means that the car traveled at an average speed of 40 miles every hour, so that after 3 hours, it had traveled 120 miles. Make sense? You try. Here are two speed problems. Problem 1. A snail travels 20 inches in 5 minutes. What is the average speed of the snail? Problem 2. In 10 seconds, a marble can roll 80 centimeters. What is the average speed of the marble? Pause the video now and work out these two speed problems. Find the distance, find the time, divide the distance by the time, and you'll have your speed. Don't forget to do the units as well. Use a calculator if you need. When you're done, press play on the video again, and we'll talk about the answers. Okay, first the snail. The total distance was 20 inches, and the total time was 5 minutes. Plug in the speed formula. Speed equals distance divided by time. So we have a distance, 20 inches, divided by time, 5 minutes. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Look at the units. The distance was measured in inches, and the time was measured in minutes. So the average speed of the snail was 4 inches every minute, or 4 inches per minute. At this speed, 4 inches per minute, the snail will have traveled 20 inches after 5 minutes. At the same speed, how far will this snail go after 10 minutes? It will go 40 inches in 10 minutes, twice as far in twice the time. Okay, let's do the marble. The total distance was 80 centimeters, and the total time was 10 seconds. Plug in the speed formula. Speed equals distance divided by time. So we have distance, 80 centimeters, divided by time, 10 seconds. 80 divided by 10 equals 8. Now, look at the units. The distance was centimeters, and the time was seconds. So the average speed of the marble was 8 centimeters every second, or 8 centimeters per second. At this speed, 8 centimeters per second, the marble will have traveled 80 centimeters in 10 seconds. At the same speed, how far will this marble go in 20 seconds? It will go 160 centimeters in 20 seconds, twice as far in twice the time. We can also calculate average speed for an object that is traveling at different speeds during its journey. Just add up the different distances to find the total distance. Then we'll add up all the times to find the total time, and then we'll do the speed formula. Speed equals distance divided by time. Here's an example. A school bus travels 40 miles the first hour and 60 miles the second hour. What is the average speed of the school bus? Let's add it up. 40 miles plus 60 miles equals 100 total miles. That's the distance. The bus traveled for a total of 2 hours. That's the time. Speed equals distance divided by time. So we have the distance, 100, divided by the time, 2 hours. 100 divided by 2 equals 50. Look at the units. The distance was measured in miles, and the time was measured in hours. So the average speed of the school bus was 50 miles per hour. Now you try. Work these two problems to find the average speed. A boat traveled 30 miles the first hour and 20 miles the second hour. What was the average speed of the boat? Problem 2. A horse walked 15 kilometers the first day and 25 kilometers the second day. What was the average speed of the horse? Pause the video now to work these problems. Make sure you include the units in your final answer. When you're done, press play to play the video again, and we'll go over the answers. Okay, let's start with the boat. It traveled 30 miles plus 20 miles for a total distance of 50 miles. It traveled for a total time of 2 hours. Let's plug in the speed formula. Speed equals distance divided by time. 50 divided by 2 is 25. Now let's look at the units. The distance was measured in miles, and the time was measured in hours. So the average speed of the boat was 25 miles per hour. Now the horse. The horse walked 15 kilometers plus 25 kilometers for a total distance of 40 kilometers. It traveled for a total time of 2 days. Let's plug in the speed formula. Speed equals distance divided by time. 40 divided by 2 is 20. Now, let's look at the units. The distance was measured in kilometers, and the time was measured in days. So the average speed of the horse was 20 kilometers per day. That's it for the speed formula. If you have any questions, please let your teacher know. Otherwise, you're all done. Good job, everybody.